Good morning, guys. Welcome to this Wednesday, November 26th. And this is the last trading day before Thanksgiving. We had 2 half days. I don't think I'm going to open the room here on the Friday. It's just a half a day, probably going to be a pretty slow day as well. I'll be working though. I'm not going to be goofing off, but I'll be working. But I'm probably not going to open the room for it. So it's going to be two-day holiday or 4-day holiday here. And then we'll be back here again on Monday and go at this again. So, looking at the ES and NASDAQ, we are on the ES to get started. We are holding on to our gains pretty darn good. The overnight, we closed strong yesterday. The overnight has been to the upside, and we are right up here against that 6,800 level right now. So that is a pretty key area of resistance. Are we going to get through it, or are we going to see a retest failure and a pullback? That's going to be the big question for today. Now we have news though. We have a lot of news which can either make or break this thing. Coming out at 8:30, we get two durable goods order reports. We get a GDP read, international trade, jobless claims, some inventory numbers. 9:45, we get Chicago PMI. And at 10 o'clock, we get new home sales, personal income and outlays. Yeah, that's it for 10. But that personal income number is going to be to have that PCE inflation read in it as well. So we got a ton of news coming out, 8:30, 9:15, and 10. 10:30, we get an oil report, and that's about it. 7-year auction we have a 7-year auction at 11:30, so that's worth paying attention to. So it's a busy news day. Then, of course, tomorrow's nothing. And on Friday, we have no news coming out. It's just a half a day, and that's about it. So you're going to have a long weekend to enjoy and contemplate on today's trading decisions. Anyway, remember, if the freaking Christmas is just around the corner, this weekend is going to be Christmas decorations. Yeah, getting the neighbors are putting it up, and I'm starting to get, dang, I'm getting late. And I thought I usually was early in the beginning of December, but now I'm late. Fun how that works. Anyway, so looking at the markets right now. Yes, to the upside, we are up here against a pretty good area of resistance. So I would look for a retest to this hype, see if they can take it out. If they cannot take out the 6,800, we're either going to stay range bound or we'll see a pullback. So I'm going to start off looking to buy weakness against 6790s and the 75s for rotations up. I'm going to look for short setups against that 6810s, 6820s, 6830s. I think if we clear 6830s, I think we are on our way higher. So these two are the resistance areas I'm really eyeing this. If they're going to fail, they're going to fail at these two. So 6810, 6820. And but if you take out the 20s, I would give it another level up here before I really start getting excited about it. But it's and this could be one outlier outside the obvious to get short against, but I would not be super aggressive. I would take that with a grain of salt. The more aggressive short you can probably put on here at 68.10 or 68.20. But you had to get a good setup. So setup and the trigger is kind of the key thing, and that's just what's going to drive this. So looking for early weakness, buying again, looking for buying opportunities against 67.90, 67.75 for rotations up. If they back off below 75 from the get-go, we may not see that. The retest may already have happened, and we may not be see that. We may not see much of it today. If they see early strength and a failure, that is the setup we're looking for. If you're looking for failure, so that failure trade is usually our bread and butter kind of a trade. I would just, given the last few days of pretty good buying, I would be doing just a little bit cautious about it and keep my stop reasonably tight. And if it doesn't work, I'm just going to be out of that trade. No point of sitting in front of sitting in that trade and making it too big. But I think the most confusing would be if we don't get much weakness to buy again, or sorry, we don't get much strength here early on to retest that high there, start meandering and start pulling back. That would be a little bit confusing. I would still look to buy weakness up to that London close point, and after the London close, I would be more inclined to just go back range and maybe look for retracement. If they start taking out that 6760s, I'm looking for retracement of these single prints here on the way down. It's in this section here. Could be a nice short trade between the 60s all the way down here to the 40s. And then we are back in that lower range again. So interesting setup right now. And the big decision is going to be, are we going to be able to take out the 6800s or not? If they can't, we're looking at the trading in this lower range. I'm not sure we're going to see a sell-off at this point. I think they are pretty much done with that, unless some of the news or something happens headline-wise. It could always happen. But I would look very hard at this level there, 66.30s, so 30 to 50s. This section right there, if that comes out, I would be a lot more inclined to look for a move to the downside at that point. I think that's when all hell breaks loose, you know. All right, guys, so that's how we get started on the ES. Looking at the NASDAQ. Capital flow on the NASDAQ, not quite up here at that 350, 360 level. That's going to be the level to take out on the NASDAQ. And we got a little bit of ways to go there. So I would say that we are starting on the long side on the NASDAQ as well. I mean, there should be some long opportunities here, running it up here to that 350, 360 volume edge. If that happens, that could be the first long setup. Then the question is, are they going to be able to take out that 350, 360 or not? Nice area of resistance, and if they, but you're not quite there yet. So ES is right up there. And if the ES takes it out, that could be the one which sets us off to the upside. So that's an interesting dynamic right there. So that's how we get started on the ES, so on the NASDAQ, looking to buy weakness at 120s down to the 25,060s, rotations up. And if they start taking out the highs, looking for a continuation to the upside. I mean, I would look for shorts against the 220s, the 290s, well, it's almost 300, so it's about 25 300s and the 360s. I would think the short I would pay attention to a little bit more aggressively is the 300s and the 360s. This area right here at the session high could hold, but I would not be super aggressive on it. I would be looking for a move up here to that 300s or the 360s. It does depend on how the news comes out and how the market reacts to it. If the news comes out such that it kind of takes the air out of the bubble, then yeah, we'll just be sitting here twisting in the wind instead. Unless they start taking out these lows, and I think the better area is going to be right here at the 24,600. That's going to be our lower range on support. So that bigger area comes out, that's when we have to worry about the short side in a bigger way, right? But that's how we get started. So if they can't extend up and retest the highs, yeah, then we're probably going to stay here, stay range bound. Again, I don't think we're going to see a big sell-off, but it's you never know. A big long weekend coming up. You never know if people are going to be antsy about it or trying to take some risk off. But I wouldn't worry about the short side in a big way until they take out that 24,600. That's when it starts getting hairy on the downside. So looking to buy against that 130s, 125 to 130s, and the 25,060s. Looking for short setup against the 220s, the 300s, the 350 to 60s. This first one, the 230s, not going to be super aggressive on that one. All right, so that's the NASDAQ. So we get started. And on the bonds, one market is a 7-year auction at 11:30. Let's see how that comes out. But I'm going to be looking at the. I'm going to be looking at. Let me see. I'm going to be looking at the a range band market here. They're to the upside. They did take out the highs. And the 118 is they're holding above it. 119 is coming up, and we are in that upper area. In that, you know, this we are in this area right here, the upper red area outside the value range. So that's an interesting spot to be in. But you can see it's not like it's rocketing up. We're right up here against this volume edge at 118, 118.10. And they had to kind of get past that one too. set up that test to 119, 119.10. So I'm going to start leaning towards the long side, looking to buy against that 17.30 to 118, so rotations up. But I will also look for shorts against the 118.10s, 18.10 and 10 and 11, potentially up to the 14s, or 14 to 16. Above the 16, solidly on the long side again. But right now we are range bound. I would stay with a bias to the long side and see how far they can take it. So looking to buy weakness is 17.30. If they take out the 17.30, I'm just going to go back range bound. So yes, one level I'm going to pay attention to this morning. That's the bonds. See how that's going to shake out. Back to the ES and the NASDAQ. And so far, okay, they're just kind of holding. They backed off. They're done testing this lower support. They're back up here in the middle of the range again. So see how far they can take it. Alrighty, guys, we leave it there for now. And I'll see you back at 11:30 for the next update. So good trading. And remember, we got news coming out in about 20 minutes. And then we have a fair amount of news. And then we had a lot of news coming out at 10 as well. Alrighty, guys, see you back at 11:30. Later.